A total solar eclipse is a very unique event because the moon, by a strange coincidence, happens to be exactly the same apparent size in our sky as the sun.
Did you hear that? He said the moon, by a strange coincidence, happens to be the same apparent size in our skies as the sun. The sun has a diameter that's 400 times the size of the moon, and yet they both perfectly line up. This isn't a strange coincidence. It's by the perfect design of our awesome Creator, and it's a testimony to the whole world that the heavens declare His glory.
It's a perfect design, just like the banana. Yeah, man. I know it's always perfect, isn't it? Everything's perfect except when it's not perfect. So this is Ray Comfort going on about the eclipse and how perfect it is. And so yeah, we're gonna get into it. I'm Brently, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. So like I said, this is Ray Comfort doing his thing, now using the eclipse to try to say that everything's obviously created and all that. So it's he's going to use anything. He's always going to do something like this, right? It doesn't, I could have predicted this, a while ago, I think. Yep, he's gonna just take that and be like, it must be perfect, because that's that's how he thinks. Plus he's gonna go into like it's the end times and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of fun, let's let him get into it.
So here comes another fascinating eclipse, but this one is different.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I like to say that partial eclipse might be a 3 or a 4, but seeing a total eclipse on this same scale is a million.
And here it comes, there's the diamond ring. And that is the most spectacular sight.
Whoa.
By a strange coincidence.
I hope I don't get dinged. Like every time they put on music like that, I'm like, oh man.
Happens to be exactly the same apparent size in our sky as the sun.
The same apparent size. Yeah, that's because it's just our perception, the way that we see it when we see it. And it's like we got this ball just like going around Earth all the time, like it's gonna I don't know.
Did you hear that? He said the moon, by a strange coincidence, happens to be the same apparent size in our skies as the sun. The sun has a diameter that's 400 times the size of the moon, and yet they both perfectly line up. This is
but it's so far away, it's, I don't know.
It isn't a strange coincidence. It's by the perfect design of our awesome Creator.
Of course.
And it's a testimony to the whole world that the heavens declare His glory.
I wonder what the hell would the point be of this then? I wonder, like, what if God could do this, right? If this is something that God could do to be like, hey y'all, I totes exist, then why can't He do anything that's like that we could actually use, that doesn't just look like a coincidence or could be easily explained by a coincidence? Why does He have to do all this stuff? Why has it got to be so fucking ambiguous? Why can't He just like do something so we can actually be able to tell? It's like,
this is certainly an exciting event for those who love science, but it's also an exciting event for those who study Bible prophecy.
Of course.
This sort of event isn't
everything's an exciting event for those that study prophecy, dude. Like literally, like war is an exciting event for people that study prophecy. Like, awesome, they're doing the war, man. I'm so glad. And this means that the sword-tongued Jesus is going to come out of the sky with the fire eyes and melt some faces. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is going to be great.
Sign of the end of the world, but the end of the age, when the kingdom of God will finally come to this earth.
It's funny that he makes that distinction. I don't know if you heard it. Is that he said it's not the end of the world, it's the end of the age, right? Because the reason that he says that is because there's in the prophecy or whatever is the earth actually survives. The people don't, or most people don't, but the earth is fine. God like comes down, burns everybody up, throws a bunch of people in the lake of fire, turns a bunch of the Christians into superheroes, of course. That's why, of course, that'd be written in there. And, and they round up all of the bad people after the tribulation and stuff. And they got magical powers and they work for Jesus. And so, you know, which of course is every Christian's like just wet dream, right? Like I get to go be a superhero for Jesus though, and round up all those dirty heathens. It's got to be awesome. I can't wait. Um, and so, but the point is, but then Jesus brings the Emerald City down on Earth, and it's a big cube for some reason. I don't know why. And then it's a world without end, right? And it's heaven on earth, and that goes forever. That's the distinction that he's making right there. So it's like, you know, it's not the end of the world, it's the end of the age. Yeah, just the end of humanity. It's like, oh, good. Okay, no, I'm glad you clarified, man. That's great.
And God's will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. There are many signs that the Bible gives of the end of the age, and one of them is that the sun will be darkened and the moon will be turned to blood, or what science calls
that don't those happen like all the time? Like we're talking about a lunar eclipse, or a total solar eclipse, right? And those happen what, once a year, once every 2 years, somewhere between those two. And so you got that. And then we also have blood moons that happen all the time. You know, I've like seen a bunch myself, like gone outside and be like, well, that thing's fucking red, just straight up red. You know, and they're like, well, I guess the end of time. Like it's funny because they you know, in these prophecies, they have things that just happen all over and over. But when they first saw them, you know, I think they were able to go, oh, that's a prophecy, you know, and then go from there, right? You know, because it seems significant. A blood moon, you know, it looks weird. It just looks weird, right? So I don't know.
A blood moon. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. Another sign of the end of the age is that skeptics, who the Bible says will walk after their own lusts, will have a specific...
Got to show him walking. Why couldn't you show him walking after his own lusts? You should have showed him walking after a prostitute or something. I don't know. Walking after a prostitute with alcohol, you know, both. It's good both, you know. I don't know. It's like just following it.
Specific philosophy regarding the signs of the times. Scoffers will come in the last days, walking according to their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. In other words, they will say that these signs have always been around.
Yep.
And so they have. But Jesus said that we should watch for the signs of the times. And that...
Okay, so it's like, and that's actually true. Yes, they have always happened, and it always will happen. But Jesus said it's actually a big deal.
includes the signs in the heavens. And many Bible scholars say that the large number of blood moon eclipses in recent years show us that the end of the age is drawing closer. Of course, there
So
are...
it's the large number of them now? That's what it is? It's funny, like it was just, it's gonna happen, like it's just gonna be one, and now they're like, well, maybe it's, but since it's so common, maybe it's something that if it happens a bunch, then it's the end of time. Okay.
There are many signs given in Scripture. However, the number one sign that scholars look to is the founding of the state of Israel in 1948. The possession of...
Yeah, that wasn't coerced or anything. That wasn't like, you know, that it was not like people decided to do that almost because of all of your little prophecy stuff. You're like, man, this will make these people so happy if we can get them to be a nation, you know. It's just like Matt Dillahunty always used to say, like, if I order a steak medium rare and they bring me a medium rare steak, is that a prophecy? Or is that something that's people worked on behind the scenes to make that way, you know? And that's exactly what that was. It was also a strategic move. So, you know, I always want to include that just because you know, they strategically wanted a an American ally in the middle of the East, in the middle of the Middle East, which that's what Israel is. So, but okay, let's get some comments here. I think we got some. Oh, and if let's see here. Who won? Lynn. Lynn won with the purple face thing. The block purple face. You know, I guess the Minecraft I guess I could just start calling it. Is it Minecraft that has the block? Yeah, the Minecraft Kevin McAllister. That's what I call it. Minecraft Kevin McAllister. This little block and going like this. If you can't see it, I don't know. Sometimes it just has a square that it brings up, and it's like, nope, can't do that emoji. And then second, we got Wolfos. What's up? Wolfos said, how do we get here? Why is my human suit so tight? And how did Lynn get here before me? I don't. Yeah, these are all fascinating questions, especially the human suit part. But I mean, wolves wearing human suits is going to be uncomfortable. I mean, there's all that fur getting stuck under there. It's just, you're going to start acting like that guy from Men in Black. It's just like, the bug. It's got to be uncomfortable. I can imagine you don't want. It's not what you want. Let's see. Magic, of course. Lynn said a little. Oh yeah, of course. That's anything that's like sort of similar or sort of coincidental. Magic, on purpose. Magic. Good night. It's like they can't. It's like they don't know anything about like the fact that we're just perceiving something that way, and it's like always. I don't know. This is funny. Wolfo said, just sitting there outside space-time, waiting with the gods of old. Yeah, I know. He won't do anything. I mean, that's it. He's like, I guess I could go down and tell everybody that I exist, since it's really what I want everybody to believe. But, instead, I think I'm just going to make it dark when it's daytime. They'll figure it out. They'll get it. They'll be like, man, that means that God is that totally exists is the Jesus one that sacrificed himself to himself so that everybody could be saved from himself. But yeah, that's Jesus. Amber, what's up? Awesome. Everybody's here. And James, what's up, dude? All right. Let's see. Lynn said, I mean, everybody's got to have a hobby, right? Well, I mean, yeah. This is Ray's hobby, is just finding anything he can to shoehorn in his presuppositionalist bullshit. It's like everything I believe is already true, and now I just got to save up the things to show you. It's not though. It's like, well, if you act like it's already true, then it is. It's not though. It's, what the fuck? Parts himself awake. Oh, and it's okay. Been there, my friend. Been there, And even the dog was like, now I'm out of here. I'm out of here. This is why you don't eat those eggs that come in the little pack, the little plastic pack. You eat that. This is exactly why you don't do that, because of this smell right here. Amber said, this Eclipse business is lunacy. I love it. Lunacy, I get it. That was good. Took me a second. Half a second, but I got there. It is lunacy. It's I mean, wouldn't that be a lunar? Well, you know what? I guess the moon is still involved. So, I'm gonna go with it. Look at the trees. Hey, what's up? Said, hey, Amber. What's up? And then Dan, what is this? Dan Lord Kami Senin. Dan Lord Kami Senin. What's up, dude? How we doing? So, yo, you hi too. Because Atheist Mo is probably just with Atheist Mo right now. And you're like, oh man, yo. Wolfo said, I hope I don't dox myself, but I'm right in its path. But being a moonwalker myself, I'm going to sleep well while everybody else is out looking at the cloud coverage we are calling for. Yeah, that's because you're a moonwalker. That's like a werewolf thing. Is that yeah? Because you're just going to be out howling. As soon as that sucker covers the sun, you're just going to be automatically howling, and it's going to be really embarrassing. Especially if you're just in line at a Starbucks. It's like, it's like, holy shit! What the? Hey man, like, can you I'm trying to get a fucking latte here, and this guy's just howling. Like, I don't, because do we have security? Did Starbucks have security? Do we got that? Somebody get this guy. He's turning into a werewolf. Jesus. Hey, Captain Dets. What's up, Dave? How we doing, man? Let's see. Wolfo said, a wild besk. What? A wild besk and appeared. Someone catch it. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. A wild besk. I don't know what wild besks are. Do they fall? They fall from something. That's what this is. So apparently there's wild things, they fall. Is it like a flower? Is it like a wild flower that falls? Like that purple rain stuff? No? I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want me to do here. Look at the tree said, Dave. Oh, I thought it said dove at first. So I was like, maybe that's it. Maybe we're talking about doves. Maybe a dove is that thing that falls. I don't know. No clarity. No clarity here, you know. Wolfo said, okay, autocorrect. You can catch where I left a comma out, but not that I just typed besk instead of desk. I don't know. Maybe the besks are a thing. I don't I'm supposed to follow your mistakes. Okay. I gotta go, okay, now let me evaluate which misspelled word, because all of these technically could be misspelled words if you think about it. Okay, just because they ended up being other words doesn't mean they're not misspelled words. So it's, you know, making it's crazy. That's impossible, is what I'm saying. Okay. Look at the cheese said, I really hope the rapture happens. Get him out of here. Poof away all the Christians. I know, right? Well, I mean, they want to go anyway. So it's like, they're like, boy, I sure hate it here. Which is so sad. Like, you know, that they're just looking forward to the magical nothing that's never going to happen. That sucks, man. That's what's not, you know, maybe just just enjoy life, dude. You don't have to worry. It's like everybody's so concerned with eternity. That's a thing that's like 99%. It's probably not the case. You know what I mean? It's probably, we have no reason to think our consciousness can be eternal. Everything that we can evaluate says that that's not not the fact. You know, we're just going to be done and gone, and it's okay, and that's great. Just enjoy it. Star Song said, Amber, yes, it is the influence of the moon. That's right. Lunacy. So lunacy is the influence of the moon. Huh? That is okay. Fascinating. Hey, Nitty's here. What's up, Nitty? How we doing? Morning. Top of the morning, do you? Yep. That's how I picture Nitty. Morning. He doesn't talk like that, but he could for that 1 second real quick. It'd just be kind of funny for me. Anyway, Captain says, hello, Wolfos. We'll see what happens to the desk this afternoon. Yeah. Well, sucks being a desk, especially a captive one, because you're already just a desk, which you have no arms and no legs. I guess you can move some drawers around, but you can't really do much with that, It's not like an opposable thumb or something, you know what I mean? And then you're captive. So then you're already like, you're just digging yourself a hole all the way around, And I don't know why people need to capture a desk. That just seems, I feel like like got it in a cage and stuff back there. A little bread and water in the corner. Anyway, let's see. They're saying good morning. Good morning, everybody doing good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Oh, Ember's got a fun fact. Of course she does. Fun fact. You can't have a solar eclipse and a blood moon at the same time. That tracks. I feel like that's a good, I could see that. I feel like one's necessary for like one's sort of doing something, when the other is happening. You know what I mean? Sort of into something that it wouldn't otherwise be into if it was doing the blood thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's see. Wolfo said, why did he read it with that voice? Was doing a voice for a Bible character? like Peter would have been portraying a scoffer with a silly voice. Did he do a voice? Hold on. I gotta hear Ray Comfort's impressions. This is a must.
Jerusalem. Of course, there are many signs given in Scripture. However, the number one sign that scholars look to is the founding of the state of Israel in 1940. The end of the age is drawing closer, the heavens. And many Bible scholars say that the large number of blood moon eclipses in recent years show us that the end of the age is drawing closer. Of course, there are many signs given in Scripture. However, the number one sign, scoffers will come in the last days, walking according to their own lusts and saying, "Where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation."
So, where is the promise coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all continue as they were from the beginning of creation. Now it's terrible. Like, honestly, as far as impressions go, Ray, come on, get on your impression game, dude. Like, you can do so much. You can be so much more impactful if you just start mimicking people. I'm telling you, it really, it speaks to me. It does. It's, if there's a Christian that actually could mimic people right, I'd be like, I don't know, I might need to be a Christian now. Listen to that impression. Did you hear that? That was phenomenal. Trump really does say "excuse me" a lot. He really does. He always says "excuse me." It's wow. That was impressive. That was impressive. All right. Let's see. All right. How far did I? Fuck. Oh well. Oh, that's it.
The possession of Jerusalem in 1967 and the return of millions of Jews to the Holy Land. But there is one sign that no one can dispute. Jesus said, "And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end will come." Stay tuned until the end when I tell you a story.
What is that supposed to mean? I don't understand. He's like, so no one can say that that's not in there. You're right. Yeah, we can't say that that's not in there. But what is that? Who cares? What does that have to do with anything? Like, you'd have to demonstrate that, I guess, because they're like, oh, that island is there where they keep on, killing people that show up. Maybe because of that, they're like, hey, we got to get to that island. And you know what? I would say, Ray Comfort, go ahead. Yeah, go to the island. You should. And make sure you bring lots of Bibles and stuff like that. They'll love you. They'll love, you will be the exception, Ray. They will, they'll accept you with open arms. Okay.
Secret, a worldwide, secular, unspoken secret of which the scriptures speak.
What?
You're going to watch the eclipse?
I want to. I'm just trying to find some people to go with.
Do you know the Bible says, in the last days, the sun shall be darkened and the moon shall be turned to blood? Kind of a strange scripture. That's exactly what happens during a lunar eclipse. By some coincidence, the moon is exactly the same size.
So he says, by some coincidence. Those are stupid. There's no such thing as coincidences. And keep that in mind. He doesn't believe in any coincidences. Right? If they are calling things a coincidence, that they think are special or whatever, like the exact size, it just happens to be the exact size, the perceived exact size. Once you get exactly in the path and have a very perfect exact trajectory, yes, then it's exact, but it's like they don't think anything is by accident. They don't think anything is an actual coincidence. Everything is on purpose. If you wore the same shirt as a buddy at a party, that was God. God did that. Okay, that's because there's no such thing as coincidences.
As the sun perceived to be the same size, and it cuts out the sun, so it makes the sun go dark, and the moon turns to blood. It goes blood red.
Fuck yeah,
in fact,
dude.
Science calls it a blood moon. So that's why you should study Bible prophecy, because we're living in one.
It's like, how hard am I going to push back here? Do I? He's got kind of a polite voice. He's got the camera in my face, so I don't want to come off like rude. But I also would like to say that he's dumb. He's being dumb. That's what that.
The scriptures say the last days. Do you think I'm telling the truth?
I'm sure whoever wrote that really believes that, but I mean, the moon's not that big. It's just the way it fits in perfectly. Everything's lined up. I mean, it is kind of weird how it is lined up.
Yeah,
But
it's a coincidence, isn't it?
let me not question it.
You're not going to
It
quit.
is.
Question it?
Nope.
Do you believe in God?
No, I don't. There's definitely an explanation for everything. I mean, we'll never understand that. Our brains will never be able to comprehend.
Do you think you're evil enough for God to be justified to put you to death, or are you a good person?
What the fuck kind of question is that? Do you think God will be justified to murder you and murder your face and torture you for all eternity? Do you think he'd be justified in that? Jesus Christ.
Whoa. I feel like everyone's done something bad. And
She's like, I do have to answer that? No, that's one of the questions. Are you serious? Oh, he's being serious. Okay, I didn't. Well, no. Can you repeat the question? I don't. What?
Such as?
something small, lied.
So you've lied?
I've lied before.
Have you ever stolen?
I have.
Have you ever used God's name in vain?
I'm pretty sure I have.
Would you ever use your mother's name as a cuss word?
No.
Of course not, because you respect her, but you don't respect the God that gave you a mother.
She needs to fix the thing, man. It's like cocked to the side. Her nose in it. It's driving. Anyway, what was going on? I don't know. It's something about. I don't know.
You've taken his holy name and used it as a cuss word to express disgust. That's called blasphemy, Daniel. Very serious.
So I wanted to say too that I was thinking this the other day. That it's funny how he brings up. You notice he brings up their mom, right? And it's like part of this emotional manipulation that he's got going on here, right? Is to bring up your mom, because a lot of people, he's banking on the fact that most people have a Christian mom, or at least a lot of people do, right? So he's kind of banking on that and like reminding them of that, their love for their mom. Do you love your mom, right? And it's like also that he can be like, emotionally manipulate them into believing that if they love their mom, that it's disrespectful to not believe the things, every single thing she believes and wants them to believe, right? That's like, and people do this. This is not, that's not something that's like, I know that sounds like the most absurd epistemology ever, right? Is it must be true because the person I love says that it's true. But that's an epistemology that a lot of people have, like that, like a lot of the people that I've talked to, a lot of my friends that are like theists and stuff, a lot of them you can tell it's like if they're, that they'll keep on referring back to their mom, and how much they love their mom and she believed this, that, and the other thing. And so like, and it's almost like they believe it out of respect for their mom. And it's like, it's just interesting how that works. And so he does this on purpose to emotionally manipulate people. You know what I mean? And get them thinking like, oh, I want to, I love my mom, so I got to be a good Christian, just like she wants, It's like, just because you love somebody does not mean that they are right about everything, obviously,
Again, appreciate your honesty. One to go, and I know this is painful. Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust for her, you commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
Yeah.
Here's a summation of your court case.
Yeah, of course. Of course. What? I'm a human. I mean, not of course, because, I could be gay or whatever, but I just love how they answer that. It's like, have you ever walked on your feet on the ground or floated away? Which is it? What, on the feet, on the ground? What? I don't what?
Daniel, you've told me you're a lying thief, a blasphemer, a fornicator, and an adulterer at heart.
He's like, goddamn good and right. That's right, motherfucker.
You have to face God on Judgment Day. If he judges you by the 10 commandments, you're going to be innocent or guilty.
Guilty is charged.
See, and they take it. You always notice a blip there, right? Because what he's doing is he switches back to a framing. Was like, I know, but if I'm right, I know that's a big if, and it's like, you don't believe that but if I'm right about literally everything I'm saying right now, then according to my system, would you be innocent or guilty? Right. And so there's always that blip there, and I'm waiting for somebody to be like, I don't know, fucking you tell me, man, this is your thing. Okay. Whatever you say goes in your own system. So who gives a shit? Why don't you just tell me what I am going to be? You know what I mean? Because this is your made up shit.
Definitely guilty.
Heaven or hell.
Hell.
So you've earned your wages. God is justified.
She's like you could tell. She's like, she's like, okay, yeah, got it. Right? Yeah, going to hell. No, I know. You're going to Muslim hell, buddy. What?
So does it concern you that if death seized upon you today, you'd end up in hell?
Oh my God, fix the nose thing. Just can you fix it for her? You can see her. She can't see her face. You can, buddy. Can you fix the nose thing? Come on, dude.
Emily, it horrifies me. I've just met you and I know you're not a dog.
She's like, I mean, but it's not true though. You're just saying that it's true. It doesn't mean in any way.
Horse or a cat or a cow. You're a human being with a will to live. You love life. You love the blueness of the sky, the sound of music, the sound of birds, love and laughter, friends and family. All these things are precious to you. So you don't want to give them up. Have you heard of Jesus dying on the cross?
I have.
Almost everybody has, but they don't know this.
Okay, since we're getting into the more repetitive portion of the episode here, let's we'll circle back to some what do you call it? Comments. Yeah, those things. Let's see here. Where we go? Oh, Charlie said something interesting. Charlie said, my buddy went and saw Circle Jerks and the Adolescents and Descendants in DC last night. No shit. Yeah, they I don't remember if that I did. A buddy of mine had tickets to that in they're coming to St. Pete or Tampa, one of the two. And yeah, he was inviting me. And I don't know if it happened already, but yeah, that sounds like a really great show. It was some really cool like shirts for it too. There was like because the Circle Jerks have like this guy like putting his elbows out and he's kind of like dancing, right? And then the Descendants have this what do you call it? Like this little guy, Milo. He's the singer, but it's like this really basic cartoon of him. And so they put the two together. So he's got like the Milo's face with the Circle Jerks guy's like body. It's pretty cool. I was like, I really want that shirt. It's badass. But that's awesome, man. Yeah, what a great show. And Adolescents are great too. I listened to them quite a bit back in the day. But out of these three, Descendants are definitely my favorite. Love Descendants. The Circle Jerks, though, I did just see them for the first time with no effects at the poster I got there. That's their final tour. I saw them at that show. It was awesome.
Listen, Alex, if you can get a grip of this, it's going to change everything for
we got more comments. I don't know why I just went right back. But anyway, we're not done talking about punk rock, so I guess I got to go back to ignore all those people. No, let's see here. Let me make sure I don't get okay. I want to make sure I'm keeping up with any super chats. So because I really do, like, if you do a super chat, I want to be able to get it like pretty quick. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be sort of jumping around. We'll just do that. Who's Steffens? Hey, from Tennessee. Oh, no, I mean that's you. That's what you said. You said hey from Tennessee, and I said hey from Florida. What's up, man? How we doing? See, you spell Stephen right. See that? Spell Stephen like like Stephen King, right? And then anyway. Let's see here. Well, raycomfort is an infected pustule. Okay. On the diseased rectum of Christian evangelism. Yeah, evangelism. God damn, it's like I don't know why I didn't want to say that. It was, yeah, pretty much. That's his place. You know, he knows his place. He's the banana man, right? Oh man, I gotta say too, it's funny. I'm waiting to hear back, right? But I set up the membership thing, right? And I got them all set up like as the tiers of like different Adam and Eve things, right? And so the first one is like handcuffs and lube, right? You know, it's like the cheaper stuff that you would get, right? And then the second tier is I was like worried that I couldn't say dildo. So I was just like comfort butt banana, you know, and I figured everybody would understand that that's like a very special dildo that is a punk apostate signature banana shaped raycomfort dildo that is, and that's the second tier. And then the top tier is of course dominatrix, right? Because it goes from sub to like middle, not really anything, and then to dominatrix, right? So you got the 3 layers. Anyway, we're gonna see today if it's they said they would email me by today, so hopefully those aren't too dirty. You know, YouTube's constantly getting mad at me for doing dirty stuff, you know, but oh well, you know, it's sort of what are we even doing here if we can't be dirty? You know what I mean? Like what's the point, right? Anyway, let's see. That pastor Hoagie guy used to freak out over the blood moons. Really? There's like a pastor that would freak out about blood moons? I mean, they are really cool, you know. I don't freak out about them, but like I like to go look at them. But I'm you know, I love watching the moon though, so it's a thing. Thank you, gas station X. Those are the type that I would think. Don't eat those. Don't eat those if you're planning on using an elevator. Well, ever. If you ever plan on using an elevator, it'll be 6 months later. I don't know how it happens, right? But you're just like, isn't that the egg that I had from the gas station 6 months ago? But it was Christmas. What? How is that? Everybody's like, that guy just had gas station eggs. And I've never been more judgmental of someone's food choices in my life. Okay. But yeah, the gas station eggs. That's what that's about. Let's see. Captive Death said they are having a literal moo over the red heifers right now. They're having a cow. That's right. They're having a cow about the cow. Oh, and it's funny because I got a few of those saved that I want to go over at some point. I may end up putting them in the membership area. But yeah, there's all these stupid. They brought like a red cow from from Tennessee or from Texas. They brought some from Texas to Israel to like fulfill this prophecy or whatever. It's so stupid, and it sounds to me like they're trying, like again, like the Israel thing. They're trying to force it into happening. You know what I mean? Because it's like, why from Texas? So it sounds like somebody's really into prophecy from Texas and it's like, I got the money to take a fucking cow to Israel, right? And then fulfill the fucking prophecy, even though it's not really a prophecy if I have to fulfill it myself. You know what I mean? Jesus, so stupid. But yeah, it's funny. And it's funny too that it's all happening. It's like the cow jumps over the moon, and that's literally where we're at here. You know, little boy blue, and the cow jumping over the moon. And these people are like, it must be the end of the world because next thing we're gonna see is a little boy blue jumping over little boy blue. I don't know what is this thing again? Didn't see the one with the thumb in the pie. I can't remember. But but yeah, that's what we gotta expect to see next. Look at the tree said. So yeah, the powerful red-haired cow. Yeah, it's gonna bring the end of the world. Okay, I mean, keep up. All right. Looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay, you guys don't even believe that the cow is going to lead to the end of the planet. Like, it's just idiots, you know? Oh, God. Star Song said, I have cloud cover way. I'm hearing that a lot, and I feel so bad for y'all. I keep hearing people be like, fucking cloudy. It's fucking cloudy. I drove all the way from San Francisco or whatever, you know, and it's cloudy. It sucks, too. I do feel bad about that, but at least it was a nice drive, you know? At least it was a nice drive. Got to go through some real small towns. Got to see what these small towns look like when they have way too many people. And it still gets dark during the day, so that's kind of weird, right? You know, it'll be like it's nighttime when it's not nighttime. So that's it's kind of cool, right? Wolfo said, 500,000 people come to Texas, and most of them will see a bunch of clouds instead of a sky event. We get to see in a few more years. Yeah, they happen a lot, dude. As far as I understand, they happen like once every 2 years, or like every 1.5 years, or something like that. It's some uneven thing, you know. And it makes me wonder if it is this sign from God. And they happen so often, right? Why doesn't it happen more uniform? You know, why is it 1.5 years, right? Why wouldn't it be exactly every 7 years or something? Something very specific Christian thing. Why wouldn't there be like an eclipse that makes a cross glow in the sky? Like, if he's the all-powerful God of the fucking universe, why can't he do anything that's a bit more on the nose? You know, it's like it gets dark outside during the day, and like you know, it looks like it's covering over the sun, and we're like, that means whatever my thing is true. And it's like, dude, this is just whatever anybody wants to think. And you're like, but look at the sky. It's like, yeah, no, I get that, I get the thing, but why does that mean you're right? And they're like, because it lines up. It's like, why? It's like a banana. It lines right up with this, you know, it's a perfect size, just like the banana's perfect shape for it. It's perfect. My God's real. My God is. Jesus. Let's see here. Nitty said, look, when I promise I'm coming, it happens pretty quick. Sounds like a personal problem. Okay, that's but if you want to come quick, you know, just go to adamandeve.com. Nitty, you can take your comment. Why'd you leave it up, man? All right. Can you, Nitty, seriously, can you get, thank you. All right. God damn, I'm trying to do a thing. Go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brently at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com and through that code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout. You get almost 10 items for free, and you get free shipping. The packaging is discreet, you know, and it's just some of the best products you can have, you know. And I swear these things bring a smile to everybody's face, or like one of those weird, like, not smile, but you can tell it's pleasure, you know. It's a weird pleasure face, though, you know what I mean? Not necessarily a smile, but like the pleasury weird, like, can't tell if they're being hurt or can't tell if they're being hurt or pleasured. It's, you know, that face, but still a lot of smiles, a lot of those faces as well. Anyway, and this is because you know, and make sure to think about Nitty whenever you're using your products. I'm sorry, I just never mind. Don't do that. That'd be rude. I think, right? That's not that's not play. But go to adamandeve.com. Just do it. All right, where are we at here? Did I wait? Well, here we go.
For you. The 10 Commandments are called the moral law. You and I broke the law. Jesus paid the fine.
He paid the fine.
That's why he said, it is finished. Just before he died on the cross, he was saying, paid in full. If you're in court and you've got speeding fines, a judge will let you go if someone pays those fines. And say, these fines have been paid by someone, so you can leave. And it's legal. You get to walk.
That makes no sense, man. That makes no sense. I don't know why he talks about this like it's so obvious, you know. And God just had to matter. God had to matter. Otherwise, he couldn't forgive. How do you forgive people without a matter? What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of like ancient age shit is like, you know? And before the Jesus thing, they thought it was normal, because before that they just murdered animals. They're just like, oh, but I need to be forgiven. Like, just kill an animal and leave it there, you know, on like an altar thing. And they're like, that makes good sense. If that's like killing that animal, totally does get rid of the things you did wrong, right? Because like, what?
Well, God can take the death sentence off you because Jesus paid the fine in full on that cross, and then rose from the dead 3 days later. And if you'll simply repent of your sins, turn from them. Don't play the hypocrite. Be genuine in your repentance, and then trust in Jesus like you trust a parachute. God promises, and he cannot lie, he'll forgive your sins in an instant and grant you everlasting life as a free gift, not because you're good, but because he's good and kind.
Oh, because so hold on. Nitty said, so the people in Hawaii miss the goddamn rapture. Is that what it is, GD? And yes, because because the eclipse only goes over the US that's actually in the actual US. I mean, come on, Hawaii doesn't count. That's just too far away. You can't just have stuff being just in that little box down there next to Alaska, you know. It's, come on, man. It's bullshit. Yeah, only the true Americans get the rapture, dude, that have the actual eclipse. Charles said the people in Hawaii are already in heaven. What? Oh, because it's so nice in Hawaii? Oh, it's a lot of tourists, you know, a lot of tourism going on. But I wouldn't mind having Paul Rudd's job and just be a surf instructor from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, you know? I would love that. I think I'd be good at that. If I could learn to surf, that is, you know, I don't, not about the actual, I just think I'd be good at being there doing that, and that the sun doing that job. Nitty said, Charlie said, oh, except during eruptions. Yeah, no, then it turns into hell briefly. It's real fast. The switch just goes from heaven to hell like a, you know, like a flipping a coin, you know? That's what happens when you got lava and fire spilling out of a mountain. All of a sudden it makes everything hell. It's funny too, because like that it, you know, makes sense to me why they would like if there was an event like that, you know, almost like what was that, Pompeii and shit like that, that I would see that and be like, this is a god. Like I could totally understand, this is an angry god. We're in that movie Cabin in the Woods, you know, the like what you know, the origin story, whatever, you know, of the gods that come out of the earth, whatever. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Just all of a sudden fire just falling from the sky. Now that's a fucking thing to think, you know, to see some significance in, you know. Not that the eclipse isn't significant, but I feel like fire falling from the sky is like, okay, I think God's mad at us. We did something bad, you know. Wolfo said, what a dichotomy. Are you a good guy, or is God justified in removing your internal organs and prance around the village wearing them on his genitals? Yeah, I mean, he would be like, he is, because he decides, you know, it's always up to him. If that's what he feels like doing, that's moral, you know, because it's just whatever God wants whenever he wants it, you know. Jesus. Charlie said, God damn it, Jesus Christ, don't blaspheme. God damn it, Jesus Christ, don't blaspheme. Let's see. What? Oh, it's responding to all that. Okay. Hey, Jess, what's up? How you doing? You made it. Cool. Let me see here. Wolfo said, I think we are setting up a comfort hunting party to go interview him in a random park and bridge, and maybe the pier he goes to. Like 12 interviews, keep him busy all day for the whole day, or for one whole day. Yeah, dude, that would be fun. I think if we get to a certain Patreon goal, right, and let's say we get 1,000 patrons, right, and we, you know, I get like all that money, I'm gonna buy a bus and we're gonna do a road trip. We're gonna meet up. We're gonna like all just get picked up on the way, right? Gonna head to Huntington Beach, and then we're gonna find him. All right, we're gonna find him, and then we're gonna pretend like we're not trying to find him. You know what I mean? We're just gonna be normal interviewees, right? But it's gonna be the most difficult day of his professional life as a con man. Okay, you know, and we're gonna film it on our end, right? And see just how deceptive his editing is, you know? I think that could be fun. Let's see here. Oh, what? So it said, car bombs and brownies music. Nice. My favorite band is Three Jerks and a Squirt. Sounds like something from adamandeve.com, actually. You know, that's what that sounds like, don't you think? So if you want Three Jerks and a Squirt, just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently, that's my name, Brently, and check out to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. It's like 10 free things, discreet packaging. All you gotta do is get it. I can't go any higher than that. I mean, I just stop right there. But yeah, that's great. They sound fun, you know. I can dig it. Three Jerks and a Squirt. It's funny you got Car Bomb in the name. Like one of the bands that play around here. They've played since I don't even know, like maybe the late 80s. I know there was like the early 90s they were playing. I played a show with them when I was like 13, and they were called Car Bomb Driver, right? And boy, they're fun. And I see Dave. His name Car Bomb Dave. He's all over the place. See him at different events and stuff. Just had a big show at the factory. And seeing everybody. But yeah. But that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out. Never heard of them. Lord Dissident's here. What's up, dude? The rapture will be 30 seconds after I get some. I mean, if you want to put it in those terms, I get wanting to put it in those terms. Like, wait, just wait for me I gotta do a thing, and then everything can happen. Just wait for me then we can do it. Okay, I really need to do this first. I need something to do first. Okay. Blaster Master 80. What's up, dude? So never. That was rude. Okay, I mean, give Lord Dissident some credit. Okay, I mean, look, the guy in the picture covering his face looks pretty good. I would personally get with anyway. Hey, what's up, Timothy? I love me some heifers, some red heifers. Yeah, I kind of like filet mignon here and there. You know what I mean? I don't really care about the color, but that's a good state. Blaster Master said, keep your eyes on the sky. The Christians will be floating away before the trumpet sounds. If we are going to be left behind, logic and ray comfort suggestions here. What? Float away, trumpet sound. If we are going by left. Oh, if we're going by left, I see it. Okay, left behind is capitalized because that's the name of something. Left behind, logic and ray comfort suggestions. Got it. Yeah, and that's exactly. Oh man, have you seen those? Have you seen those silly TikToks that they're like saying that there's trumpets everywhere? I just watched another one. There was like a whole bunch of these with the like the conspiracy TikToks, and then got they're all talking about these trumpet noises, and they play them, right? They play these trumpet sounds, and they sound like cars going by. Like they sound like an echoey car, like a car that's like going through a tunnel. It's like, and it's just like it's driving through, and that's it. That's the that's the trumpet noise. It's like, my goodness, they were just. And so they're saying those are the trumpets. Now keep in mind what they're referring to. It's supposed to be something that happens in front of the whole world, where giant angels are walking around and they have these bowls, and then they pour out these bowls, and then it's these different plagues and stuff like that happen. But you're supposed to be able to see the angels pouring out the bowls and blowing the trumpets. Now we don't see any of that anytime, anywhere at all, ever, right? But we hear a noise and they're like, it must be happening right now. Maybe I'm missing the giant angels blowing the horns and dumping out the bowls, because once you get to that fifth bowl, that's when the scorpion tail, Jeepers Creepers face, it's like a man's face with long hair, and then teeth, teeth of a lion, hair of women. Yeah, they're weird looking. They're weird looking things. Bodies of a horse, they sound like locusts and stuff. And they call them locusts for some reason because they're not very creative. That's why. But anyway, Top Tester said, "Hey everyone, I'm late. You are late. God damn it. I don't know why can't you just, I don't know what to do for you. Okay. I told you to click the bell when it's time. It's okay, buddy. You don't have to." That's funny if people show up. They're like talking like their boss. Like, I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm late. I had an accident. Start going into like the Jake, the Jake Blues excuse thing. I had a flat tire. There was an earthquake. There was a shark attack. Anyway, let's see here. Wolfo said, it's funny there's not even a hiccup between different interviews during his script. Either he speaks these lines exactly the same way from practice, or he keeps editing his videos with the same audio. No, he has exactly the same script. That's why you hear him ask the same questions all the time, right? So that he can bounce back and forth. And that's why it was funny too. There was this one I haven't covered it yet because it was just so weird. But it was like some guy that he interviewed that looked very sunburned. He looked like he fell asleep in the sun, and had like long hair. He was like a rocker, and he said that he was a demon, right? He was like a demon, but he was clearly somebody with some serious mental health issues. But he was saying, he was like, God, and because a lot of times those people are so honest, and I don't know why Ray left this in, but he like stopped, like Ray asked some kind of question, and then he kind of stopped and looked at him and was like, you ask questions like you're a police officer trying to coerce a conviction out of children. I was like, boom, man, that is the perfect way to say that. That is exactly what he is doing. It's leading questions. And then anytime that you get out, like if you go, well, you answer something the way that he doesn't want. No, it can't be like that. No. Remember, you're on camera. Just agree with me. It's like, God, so fucking dishonest. But yeah, dude, that's it. It's a script. He's got exactly one script. He barely deviates from it at all. Let's see. Well, let's get back to the script. Here we go.
And rich in mercy. So you're going to think about what we talked about today?
I will. Think about it.
You got to repent and trust in Jesus. When are you going to do that?
When are you going to do it? Do it when I tell you. Do it right this second. Why are you even still not why are you still not a Christian right this second, right now? You could die, You could die and go to hell,
As soon as possible.
Today?
Yeah.
Are you sorry for your sins?
Right now?
Yeah.
Let me very quickly show you how you can be free from the fear of death and at the same time have everlasting life according to God's promise.
You can stop. You don't have the fear of death, and then you can also have everlasting life. Yeah, got it. That's those two things are. Anyway, Jesus.
Direct proportion to the faith that I have in the parachute. If I totally trust the parachute, I'll go, whoopee, here we go, and I jump without fear.
Whoopee.
If I don't trust the parachute, I'm going to be fearful. And the Bible likens Jesus to a parachute in a sense. It says, put on the Lord Jesus Christ.
But wait, hold on. But whether you trust the parachute or not, the parachute will still do what a parachute does, dude. That's not a very good analogy. And, he's trying to make it like, oh no, I want you to be afraid. Because this is their whole back, right? They want you to be afraid, but like, then offer you the thing that gives you a freedom from that fear, right? Because they're obsessed with fear, right? And so much so they're afraid of things that are just nonsensical, like all of this, right? And so yeah, it's this way to be like, oh, you need to be afraid, but not, but now we got the Jesus to save you from the thing that you should be afraid of. But you don't actually have to be afraid of it as long as you do my thing, think my thing and decide that I'm right about everything, and then you won't have to be afraid. It's so fucking manipulative and dishonest.
Put your trust in him. So when I pass through death, my fear will be in direct proportion to the faith I have in Jesus as my savior. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And he shows up and the Muslims are like, oh, it's another Christian. Here we go. And he's like, oh, shit. Really? Get ready for some rotten fruit for all eternity. It's another one of these Christians. Take them to the rotten fruit feeding place. Do it.
Can I pray with you?
Sure.
Father, I pray for one. Thank you for his open and... Do you have a Bible at home?
I do.
Let me give you a Gospel of John anyway. You'll like it. And can I give you a book of...
Let me give you a Gospel of John anyway. Okay? You'll like it. I tell you what you like. Okay? I am arrogant. I am so arrogant. You're going to love it. You're going to like it. You're going to take my book and you're going to like it.
Written called Scientific Facts in the Bible?
Sure.
You're going to think about what we talked about?
I sure am.
Another glue sniffing face, Rachel. What is with all... Why does he find all the glue sniffers? What is up with that? Look at this. Another one of these like chin hair. No mustache. Okay. Glue sniffing.
So when are you going to repent and put your faith in Jesus?
As soon as possible.
Today?
Yeah.
So please think about this with a sense of seriousness. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can.
And can I give you 2 books I've written? One's called Scientific Facts in the Bible.
Can I give you can I give you a book that I wrote? This is the only way I can get rid of them.
And the other is called Volatile, which will show you that...
Do you want some Amway products?
2,500 years ago, God actually named the nations that would attack Israel in the last days. And that's what we're seeing happen before our very eyes on the news. Nations mustering forces against Israel. God named the nations 2,500 years ago. It shows you the Bible.
And it's not happening, though. That's the thing. He shows the multiple nations that all attack Israel at the same time, right? And then miraculously, and he's acting like that's already happened. See, they've been miraculously saved. And it's like, none of this is happening. He's like, it's about to. It's about to happen.
God inspired it, and its promise of everlasting life is worthy of a second look. And you've been very patient with me. I really appreciate you listening to me.
When he laughs like that, he's like, I know, I'm the West. I'm the West. And you've been very patient. And his face is like, yeah, I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have been. I'm regretting every second of this.
I'm so delighted you're going to think about this. So let me get those books for you, okay?
You wrote these?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, man. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Here now.
Yeah, he just bullies people with politeness. That seems to be the main thing that he does. Because he's got the camera pointed in your face, right? So you got to remember that added element. The people like, I'm on camera right now. They gotta, that's a big part of this. Because then whether you're a polite person or not, if you have a camera on you, you're gonna behave differently. You're gonna behave as if you are actually a polite person, and so then he does, like I said, walks you through his script like he's coercing a child for a confession, saying that his parents, like, to indict their parents. That's what he was saying. Like, it's like you ask questions like you're police trying to get a conviction out of a child's parents or something like that, and that's exactly what it is. It's just leading questions. Anyway, let's see what we got here. I'm going to skip down some. What is it? Blaster said, well, it's certainly a type of drink. What is it? Oh, you're talking the Irish car bomb. Yeah. So, okay, it's certainly a type of drink. It's when you drop a shot of Jameson's into a glass of Guinness. It's more than, I think it's Jameson's plus like Irish cream. I thought, like, it's creamy too, right? It's like Jameson. I think it's like half Jameson and then half Irish cream or something. And I think Francesca too, or whatever that Francesca, the syrup looking bottle. You know what I mean? It's all that, and then you drop it in there and then drink it as fast as you can. Yeah, and it's a pretty popular drink. I have downtown. There's a place called the Emerald. It's like the oldest bar in St. Pete, and people do those a lot there. It's a Irish pub, So yeah. Charlie said, those are dangerously good, Blaster. Yeah, they taste like chocolate milk. That's if I remember right. It's been a while since I had one. But yeah. Charlie said, or hold on. Wolfo said, yeah, that's definitely an Irish car bomb. But I thought there was a band by a likewise name. The Irish car bomb. That would make sense. I could see that. There's the US bombs. They're pretty cool. There's US bombs, and then there's other Irish bands. Maybe that's what you're thinking of. You're just putting them together. You're putting like Dropkick Murphy and Flogging Molly with the US bomb. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. I'm not sorry for any sins. I want to see someone tell Ray I'm going to my Jesus. I'm going to sodomize my trans girlfriend after this interview for Jesus. My goodness. I hope that doesn't get me in trouble here. But yes, I would love for him to. But he's just going to take it out. You know what I mean? Obviously, right? He's just going to bleep that the fuck out. I don't even think he would just take out the whole interview if you said, what I mean? He would just be like, that just them talking at all is probably going to get my audience demons. That's probably what he's thinking. If they hear any word that comes out of this guy's face, demons. You know what I mean? What's up? Andrew said, the syrup looking bottle is frangel. What is it? Frangelico? Frangelico. Really? Okay. What did I say? Francesca? I don't know. I just remember that something anyway, yeah, it sounds like a like Francesca or something. Yeah. I know, right? What's hard to I don't know the names of all the liquors, man. You know, what who am I? Huh? I'm not Irish. I'm just kidding. I'm Scottish. Okay. We're very different. Just like opposites almost. Jesus. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Yep. It's Jameson, Bailey's, and Guinness. It's the trifecta. You know, that's how that goes. Blaster Master says someone accosted me in the park a while back using Gray's line. It didn't go so well for them. I asked them what you call someone that is genuinely honest most of the time. Oh, that's a good one. Because they're saying, like, have you ever said a lie? And they're like, that makes you a liar. And so, like, what do you call somebody that's genuinely honest most of the time, right? Like, well, that's a truther. No, that's different. That has to do with Obama. Let's see. Yeah, Charlie said this dude is stoned. He doesn't even know what Ray is saying. I think he does. I think I think you're right that he is stoned, but I think that you can, he's he understands things better stoned than you'd think. You know what I mean? He knows what's going on. He just also knows that the camera's on him, that this guy's bullying him into like saying things, and it's like you got two choices. You can either act like, you can like push, bully back, and then possibly come off looking like an asshole on YouTube, right? Or you can just smile and nod and go along with it. Those are like your two choices, and most people choose to just go along with it. And then every time that they don't, he just cuts it out. Anytime that there's any kind of dissent or anything like that out of his script, he just takes that part out, which is why you can see so often there's like these huge blips, of the person like, clearly saying something else, and then him just taking that out. It's like, now you don't get to have good points. Only I get the points.
There is that unspoken secret. The Bible teaches this secular world are his enemies, and because of this, they have an unspoken agreement to refuse to give him the slightest praise or glory or thanksgiving. Museums throughout the world showcase his wonderful works and attribute them to chance.
So he's saying just because he declared everybody that doesn't believe in him enemies, and that's why we have a natural aversion to people that are just like trying to get us to believe stuff that doesn't make sense. Yeah, man. Of course you would think that, man. Jesus, like, does he think this about like a Scientologist that shows up to like, well, Zeno said that all the non-Zenoites are his enemies, so like that's the reason. It's because you actually are made by Zeno and you know it that you get mad, and you just because you don't want to obey Zeno. That's what you don't want to obey him. Lisa the rainbow giraffe has rules and you just don't want to abide by them. Leave be upon her. Moorhen. But yes, that's jeez. Charlie said, everyone thinks I'm an asshole anyway, so I'd be perfectly fine with footage of me mocking evangelicals. It wouldn't be the first time. Right? No. I know it's tough. It's if you don't mind that, then you're good. That's kind of where I'm at. And I like to think of my mocking is playful. It's a playful thing. It's not not mean spirited, except that when they're bigots, then I get more mean spirited when they're bigots, and I feel perfectly justified in that, to be completely honest. Okay. Let's see here. Hey, BS Lewis, what's up, dude? We snubbed Jesus because he first snubbed us. Basically, right? That is the that's the thing. That's what he's God, it's so funny when they say that. It reminds me of this, like, I did a short recently of this guy who said that anybody that he said, I sense a strong correlation between people that get offended easily and people that are under witchcraft and, are under spells and stuff, right? And so he was basically saying, like, I sense that it's gotta be that you're under a spell. That's why you get offended when I say I hate people, hate different groups of vulnerable people. That's why you get all offended, because of the witchcraft. It's like, wow, dude. Oh, God, so frustrating. Wolfo said, Ray knows that he is stating false things. His wording can lead folks to violence, or at the very least, a vast amount of his followers will use this to otherwise to other whoever Ray says to. Yeah, exactly. That's why this is harmful. That's why I don't mind going after him pretty hard, because a lot of the stuff that he stands for is so harmful. Not to mention, he just did a video about, and I almost want to go back and do it. He just did a video. Did I do it? I can't remember. Saying that, like, Trump is actually like the more godly candidate, and that Biden is like the more satanic candidate or whatever, and it's just like, see, this is the harm here. If you can have somebody that is this judgmental and this fundamentalist, right, that is sitting there saying, like, you can't do anything wrong, all this, that, and the other, like, very, very, very fundamental, you can't even think with lust, yet he's saying to vote for the guy that cheated on his wife with a porn star and then paid hush money to her, right? That's the candidate that he thinks is more Christian. It's insane, man. Like, I don't know. It's just, that's the type of harm that he did. Because, like, look, I don't like going off on political shit too often, but dude, like, this guy's a problem. Like, Trump is dangerous, man. Like, and it's like a lot of people are asking, like, what the problem is and everything with Trump. Specifically, I'd say the dictator-like demand for loyalty, and then the dictator-like loyalty that he gets from his psycho base. Honestly, that's like my main reason. If he demands loyalty like that and puts people in positions of power, like judges and stuff, and then abuses that power, gets, and demands that they be loyal to him and break laws and do everything wrong on purpose because of, like, that's fucking dangerous. I can't, what I mean? I can't endorse that ever, and I know Biden, as dumb as he may be, would never, ever, ever do anything like that. You know what I mean? That's just not the way Biden is. He still wants to play by the fucking rules. He understands democracy. Trump hates democracy. He wants an exclusive rule. He wants his people and his group or whatever to get more and better rights than the rest of everybody. Exclusive rule. Anyway. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent there, but, like, I feel like nobody talks about that. I mean, they literally attacked the Capitol, and it's like, why won't you want to vote? But my bank account is doing better because under Trump in 2018, and it's like, oh my God, that's what you care about. So you're gonna go with the guy that literally had his rabid base attack the Capitol. Also, they could stop an election, a democratic process, stop that, and then just give him the presidency, and we're gonna let this fuckhead run again. Are you kidding me? So fucking maddening. Anyway, I'm like off on a tangent here. Lord Disney said, I really think that none of these people have ever studied the Bible or even read it. They just review things that someone they looked up told them. They just review things. Like, just look up that one particular part of the Bible. I think that could be. I mean, look, I read the Bible all the time, but the thing is, a lot of times their interpretations change based on who they talk to, right? Because, I changed my doctrine several times when I was a Christian because of the different people that I talked to in different, Bible studies and everything. But like it was, it always was changing, and everybody kind of had their own interpretation of their doctrine and all that type of stuff. But I don't know. Because I read through the Bible, I think 4 times, and still I would alter because it doesn't make sense. There is no consistent way to look at the Bible, right? There is no like perfect 100%, like you got all the answers and you're interpreting it the right way at all. There is no possible way to do that. There is just everybody believing that their interpretation is accurate, but yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't like to assume that people aren't actually reading the Bible, because I don't know. They might be. I feel like actually reading the Bible doesn't really help you here. You know what I mean? It's not like it makes you actually understand it any better, right? So even if you have a bunch of shit memorized, the shit that is in there is so insane that it doesn't matter. What? No, it isn't BS. You're BS. What? When you call him BS on, I don't. Whatever, dude. You're the one that's wrong, and you're laughing at me. I'm just makes me want to spit. All right, I'm just kidding. You're good, man. You're talking about BS Lewis. I get it. I know. Charlie was saying, "Oh shit, man! He's mad. He's gonna block me now. He's gonna." I knew I shouldn't have said that. I should have worded it that. It should have been more specific. I don't know why. Oh man. Charlie said, "If Trump isn't an atheist, then I'm not a convicted felon." Well, is he not? Well, yeah. I don't think he's anything. Honestly, he's just a nihilist. He's a power-seeking nihilist. And what's the other word? The ends justifies the means guy. What's the name that we give to that? Damn, I'm like Machiavelli. He's Machiavellian and nihilistic. That's it. He's just a dickhead using dumb evangelicals because they are rubes that empty the wallet for the invisible man, so they readily accept his BS. Yeah, well, because everything is just to manipulate them, right? Everything is to like get them living in fear, get them mad at like poor people, get them mad at everybody but the people responsible for stuff, and get them mad at everybody except for the people that can actually change things and make them better for them. Blame everybody else, go to church, makes it be programmed week after week, like told that this is the truth, this is the truth, this is the truth, and just keep on repeating that the beliefs that you have are the truth, and then tell them that they got to go hate people and everything, and that keeps them in this like weird cycle. And it's just so easy to manipulate. It's so easy to use religious beliefs to manipulate people. It just is. It's like, oh, but I thought you believed in this thing over here. Okay, well, didn't you? Okay, well, then you better vote for who I tell you to vote for. Okay, I'll tell you. Hey, well, don't. Oh, so you want to go to hell? That's what that is. Oh, you want to go to hell? So you better vote for the person I say. Okay, like that's what it's so easy to do that, and it's like obvious. Like I always say, like the best example I think I've ever seen of this was when they were separating the children at the border from their parents, and they were like, they were separating the children from at the border, and they said that they were like, well, how can we, this is so bad, they're being criticized, right? And Jeff Sessions came out and read a Bible verse saying you got to obey the government, and it's like, no, it's okay, we're allowed to separate children from their families because of this Bible verse over here. It says you better do what the government says. You better. God even said you got to do that. And they're all like, well, shit, I guess if their kids are allowed to be stripped from their families, then I guess I got to the Bible, said the thing. So, what are we going to do? It's fucked up. But that's exactly the type of manipulation that they use. Let's see here. Martin said, love that video that recently went viral of an evangelical reading an OT passage, an Old Testament passage, where God commands the Israelites to massacre all the inhabitants, one of its neighboring kingdoms. She was shocked. Wow, it's crazy to me that they don't know that they don't have remember. But when I was a Christian, I didn't remember that stuff either. You know what I mean? So I get it. I kind of get it because it's like you skip over that stuff, or it's like immediately hand waved away when you're learning about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so it's past 11:30. I gotta hurry up. Let me finish this little bit here, and then we'll wrap it up for the day.
To coincidence, to nature, to evolution, or even to nothing. Anything but say,
not coincidence though. That's what's so irritating about this. Like bending to being caused by environmental pressures because of the laws of physics is not coincidence. It's not like it just happens to happen that way. It happens that way because of the environmental pressures of the that are caused by the natural laws of the universe. Like it's like they can't seem to get that out of their head. The random and coincidence, like that's not what's happening when it comes to like why everything is the way everything is. It's like it's not that difficult to parse out, but they like try to just smash it all together because it's just something did it on purpose and was a magical being, or it's all just random. It's like I was like bring up to say, like, is it random that a feather falls to the earth? Is that random? Oh, it just randomly falls to the earth 100% of the time. Randomly. Like the feather could go anywhere. Okay. It could go up, it could go sideways, it could go right, it could just keep going down the street forever. Why doesn't it just go down the street? Why doesn't it just keep floating sideways? Why doesn't it do that? Because it's not fucking random. It actually is guided by the laws of physics, gravity. Gravity like pulls things to a particular direction, and it does it every single time. It's not random. I mean, I guess you could say by chance, but everything is by chance, and the chance is a 1-to-1. Like, what's the chance that the feather will touch the ground? A 1-to-1 odds. It eventually will touch the ground, even if the wind's blowing, even if you have other things going on. It's going to hit the ground because of that natural law of the universe, gravity. Anyway. Hey, oh man, you just made it. What's up, dude? You must be on the East Coast. It depends what you mean. I'm in Tampa Bay, Florida. So that's which coast is that? That's the West Coast of the anyway. Yeah, anyway. And yeah, I don't I'd have to damn, I get all lost because it's like it's on the opposite. Like we have Florida, we have our own East, West, and East Coast and West Coast, and then of course it's on the grand scale of the country. Whatever. Anyway, so I always get confused. Charlie Jackson said, "Is NASA the deep state? Of course, those Globers. Are you kidding me? What? Yeah, they are trying to convince everybody the Earth is round." Because otherwise, you're gonna spend money on science. I don't know why it doesn't make any sense actually. All right, y'all. But hey, thanks so much for hanging out. And if if you want to play with things hanging out, just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout to get 50% off any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brently. Right? And you can get up to almost 10 free gifts, basically. You can get like just so many great products too. But you get like almost 10 things for free. You got almost any item is half off. And it's free shipping, and the packaging is super discreet and everything, so it's all great. But yeah, and if you want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, by entering that code word Brently, or you can become a patron, right? And hopefully soon you can become a member as well. And I'll have to update this whole thing. But if you want to go to patreon.com/punkapostate, I'm putting stuff up there. And stuff, this is all going to be different, right? So like the stuff that I put up here is going to be different than the stuff I put on the members, right? So I'm trying to keep it, worth it to everybody to be able to do their thing. There might be a little bit of crossover, but that's not on purpose, okay? But the other thing that we do is we also love super thanks, and I'll be thanking super thankers. If you want to do a super thanks, that'd be great. We love that. It's the little button on the thing there. And but if you want to just do a one-time payment, you can pay whatever you want. And just go to Cash Out. And our cash tag is Punk Apostate, and that's all one word. So yeah, if you just go to Cash App, you do that, and anything helps. Anything helps. But if you want to become a producer like Vonrick, you got to give a lot. I don't even want to say, you have to give over $100 total. We'll just say that. Over $100 total, and you can become a producer. And I'll start putting our producers' names on a screen that looks like this. It'll be like that, you know, and then I'll have their names and stuff on it. But it'll be a different. But anyway, yeah, or maybe this one. I don't know. What is it? This one's pretty good too. I like the Bad Religion thing on the right. Anyway, we'll see. You know, I'm working on it. Okay, but the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we'll see you next time.